Hi guys, welcome to A Touch of Film, and last night I got to see First Love, which is the 105th movie by Takashi Miike. It is a Yakuza gangster comedy, black comedy, thriller. It's a mixture of genres, and it tells the story of Leo, played by Masataka Kuboto, who is a up-and-coming boxer who just finds out he has a severe brain tumor which cannot be treated, and in one evening he meets Monica, played by Sukuraku Konishi. She's a young girl who's been forced into prostitution because of her father's debts, so she's been forced into taking crystal meth so they can control her and just, you know, make her work every night, and she's, you know, severely depressed, and she has like post-traumatic stress disorder because of her past events in her life involving her father. And during this whole process, the Yakuza and the Triads are at war with each other. The movie starts at an instant between the two factions at war for the streets of Tokyo, and it's pretty intense. I mean, the first scene, I heard people walked out of the film because it was just too violent. We meet someone who works for the Yakuza, Kase, played by Shota Sometani, who is, I find him to be the most interesting character in this movie. He's sneaky and just an absolute dirty guy. He's in the Yakuza, and he's caused a bit of friction within the Yakuza. He's stolen some crystal meth so he can just leave the Yakuza with all this money, and in doing so he's also involved a bent police officer who is also just as tricky as Kase, and with the warring factions, you have a killed pimp and his girlfriend after revenge. You have the Chinese who are after revenge after one of their leaders has had his arm cut off by the Yakuza. You've got one Yakuza member who's just come out of prison. You have so many characters in this film, and whilst that is a negative in most films, here it just is done so well, because whilst you see so many of these characters, their stories are so well interweaved within each other. It just works so well, and you don't see a character that you don't sort of are not interested in. Each character is absolutely interesting. They're integral to the part to each part of the movie, and they're all really interesting. You just want to see more of all these characters. So when it goes to one scene with these characters, you're like, oh wow, let's see what they're doing now. And Takashi Miike really, you know, he's done this so, like, he's narrated this movie so well within all these characters, their stories. Whilst we don't go into their backstories too deep, you do have this sense of like interest in them, and the performances. I think the performances of all the actors in this, they each knew what they were doing for their part in the film. They each knew their story, their essence in that film, so that they knew what their role was, because it feels like so natural, and is not like, you know, he's a bit part. It just looked really good. Whilst Leo may be the main character, you could also say Kase is the main character, or Monica is the main character in this film. It's a very good, like, broader, you know, ensemble cast where everyone's sort of like a lead or like minor lead in this film. So the performances are absolutely excellent. The story, the narration of the story is brilliantly done as well. The interweaving of each character is sort of reminiscent of like a Guy Ritchie film, of early Guy Ritchie films like Snatch or Lock, Stock. How these characters just, you know, they all bounce off each other. He was part of his little backstory and he was part of his little backstory, so it all really fans out seamlessly. Another thing, this film is just set in one night, so from the moment Leo meets Monica to the end of the film, the major plots in this film are all done in one night, and it just evolves what happens in this one evening with all these characters. The cinematography is beautiful. I think it's just picks up Tokyo brilliantly, and it just shows it in such a stunning neon dark gritty look to the film. I just thought it looked beautiful in a really dark, dirty way, and I thought, you know, it sort of looks like in terms of cinematography and look and feel, it does look like 13 Assassins. Now, the question that probably everyone's asking, is Takashi Miike back to his best? I would probably say yes, he is. I think I did hear Eric from the Asian movie enthusiast say this is the best film he's done since 13 Assassins. I think this is one of his best movies overall. I think he's done a brilliant job in this movie, and I just, you know, he's done like some real stinkers recently. Whilst these stinkers are still interesting, fun movies, I think this is back to the level of Ichi the Killer and Audition. Whilst it's nothing like Audition, whilst Audition is a very dark thriller, this is just a great black comedy gangster yakuza movie. I think this is the gangster movie I've been waiting for. I have said a few times to people, I don't think there's any great gangster movies coming out of East Asia at the moment. I mean, there was the gangster, the cop and the devil, that Korean movie. I thought it was a fun movie. It was not a masterpiece or a great movie. This is an enjoyable movie that I want to see straight after watching it. I want to watch it again, and I think not many directors can do a movie like that. Takashi Miike, he's a genius, and I think this movie shows off his real talent of storytelling, and it's just like this movie. When I was queuing to watch it in Leicester Square, it was just, you could feel the excitement that everyone had for this movie because of what everyone's been hearing. It's just been like the buzz to hear. Yeah, this is classic Miike back. I mean, it's like the second coming of Jesus. You know, this is. You know, oh, Jesus has risen. It's like Miike is back to where he belongs, as on the throne of, like, you know, this style of music, movies, this genre, which he is the master of. And yeah, this is one of the best films I've seen of the year. And I can't wait to see it again, guys. It will be coming out in the UK early next year, and I think in the US Well Go have picked up the rights to it, and I think it's got a release this week or last week. I think it was last week. So please, guys, do check it out. It is so well deserved of the hype, and I can't wait to pick it up on Blu-ray. It's on the top of my list for Blu-rays next year. So yeah, guys, if you've seen it, comment below. Let me know what you think, or let me know what's your favourite Miike movie. For me, yes, I love this movie, but it would still have to be Dead or Alive. I think that movie, just the first 10 minutes of that film is like a punch in the face of like, whoa, and that is what we're getting with this. So yeah, guys, I'm gonna do some more reviews soon, so hit that subscribe button to keep alerted on them. Click like, hit that subscribe button, comment below, and I will see you in the next video, guys. Take it easy.